Yo, what is happening, guys, and welcome back to the Let's Talk Fighting Challenge. You can tell by title and the thumbnail, we will be talking about the main event of Misfits 15, which was Elle Brooke versus Paige Vincent. Now, whew, this fight went very, very different to what a lot of people thought. I predicted Elle Brooke to win, and a lot of people called me crazy. A lot of people said I was out of my fucking mind. A lot of people said that I was smoking on something, that she ain't gonna win. And now, did she win? No. But those people were making it out like I was crazy, thinking that Elle Brooke had a chance in this fight. And I think those people forgot that, Elle Brooke may be an OnlyFans girl, but she still got hands. You know, these female influencers, they still got fucking hands, and Elle Brooke is one of the top for a fucking reason. I believe her only ever loss came to Julie Polka, and that ain't nothing to look like over. That ain't nothing to feel ashamed about. That was to Julie Polka. Elle Brooke has beaten every single other fucking person in their way. Knocked out AJ Bunker in the last fight. She came into this fight, and a lot of people didn't think she had a chance, and she proved it because we went on the round one. Elle Brooke and Paige Vanson, toe to toe, center of the ring, trading, bang, back and forth. Now, keep in mind, Paige Vanson was a UFC fighter and also currently a bare knuckle fighter. So, Elle Brooke shouldn't have had a fucking chance in hell, a shot in hell in this fight. But they went toe to toe. All of a sudden, one right hand comes down, bang. Paige Vanson is on the fucking ground. Elle Brooke standing over her, towering over her. Elle Brooke has just knocked a former UFC fighter on the fucking ground. Now everyone's mind switch. Everyone's like, oh shit. Okay, maybe she does have a chance. Maybe she does have power. Maybe all that we've been thinking is maybe this fight actually does deserve main event. And I will say it myself. I said I thought Yuddy Gang and Lil Cray Cray deserved to be main event because that was the fight to me that I knew was going to be skillful, that I knew had a good story behind it. But Elle Brooke and Paige Vanson both proved in this fight that they deserved the main event, that they deserved that slot, and you can't take it away from them. It was fight of the night in the terms of absolute just fucking wow. We did not expect it. It was a surprising fight, but either way, Elle Brooke knocks her down the first round. Elle then takes round one. 10-8. She is up 2 points against a former UFC fighter. We move on to round two. Paige catches Elle Brooke. Then Elle Brooke gets hurt. Paige obviously tries to go for the kill, but Elle stands there, continuing firing shots. Doesn't fucking back up, hold up, go on the back foot. No, Elle decides, okay, you've hurt me, but I know I hurt you in that first round. So Elle stands there, decides to try and trade, throws those big fucking shots back and forth. We don't know what the hell's going to happen. Round two concludes. Both fighters go back to their corner. Round three, both women come out. They both fought a different fight. Paige landing more volume, Elle landing the more power shots. Paige is throwing more, landing more, but Elle shots are doing more damage. And I think it was a very, very close round, that fight. Round one obviously went to Elle Brooke 10-8. Round two, in my opinion, went to Paige. She obviously won that 10-9. This round was very, very close, and I didn't know who was going to win this round. But I think Elle Brooke stole it at the very end. I think she literally just took that round at the very end with the power shots that she was making, the power shots that she was giving the Paige. If you count volume, I think Paige edges it. But if you take the whole round into account, I think the way Elle finished the round with the big powerful shots edged her that tiny little bit to give her round three a very, very close one. But if you take it either way, I think it's fair. But I think Elle edged it that tiny little fucking centimeter. Then round four, Paige lands a massive uppercut and goes to fucking work. Good fucking work, good combos, good all of that. Elle throws some good shots as well, but Paige clearly, in my opinion, wins this round. She went to complete work this time. She showed the volume. She showed the experience. She showed that, like I said, that beautiful uppercut shot that hurt Elle, and she showed that killer instinct whenever she pushed Elle at that point to try and finish her, but obviously Elle pushed through. They ended up getting it. Now that means that is 2 rounds apiece. Elle Brooke up 1 point with the 10-8. Moving on to round 5, which is the decider. Who wants it more? Who's the dog in them? Who's going to come out and take this fucking fight? Is Paige going to take the round and make it a draw? Is she going to come out? Is she going to stop Elle Brooke and get a decisive win? Is Elle Brooke going to take this and convincingly beat a former UFC fighter? What happened? And I will fucking tell you, round 5 starts. And I actually had Elle Brooke up and winning this round by the slightest little margin in round 5. Most of it. But then, as it comes close to the end, when it just looks like Elle Brooke is about to secure this victory, then Paige comes out and Paige starts going to work. She gets Elle in the clinch and she does some nice work in the clinch, scores those points, takes the dominant position in the clinch. And I believe that Elle Brooke was up that slightest little bit in the fifth round for the majority. But I think Paige, the way she went to work, the clinch work she did, the way she ended the round, the same kind of way that Elle Brooke ended the round 3. I believe Paige came in and her output and her clinch work and everything edged her in this round, and I think that she won this round 10-9, which means I agree with the decision because the decision ended up being a draw. The judges scored it, I believe, the same way as me, which was Elle Brooke won round 1, 10-8, won round 3, 10-9, and then Paige Vanson won round 2, 4, and 5, 10-9, which made it a decision. If Elle Brooke didn't get the knockdown, she would have lost, but she got that knockdown in round 1 and that secured it. And this was one hell of a fucking fight. I agree with the decision. I've seen a lot of people say they think Elle won that fight, they think Paige won that fight. A lot of people were saying it's about volume and Paige landed more volume than Elle, so she should have won. I heard people saying that it's about damage and Elle landed more damage in shots, which she did, the same way Paige definitely landed more volume and that she should have won. But I think a draw was the perfect decider. I think Paige won more of the rounds, but I think Elle knocking her down, obviously giving her that point in general and the power shot she was landing, I think it was fair to call it a draw. They're talking about run the back. I want to see it round back. I think Paige now understands that she can't overlook Elle because Elle's not a former UFC fighter or anything. I think she understands now she can't just overlook her, that Elle is a legitimate threat to any woman that stands inside the boxing ring, maybe that's not a UFC world champion or anything like that, that she does pose a threat, she does have power, she does push for it, because even when Paige caught Elle still stood there and fired shots back. She didn't back down, she didn't cover up, she stood there and she knew that if she was going to go out, she was going to go out on her shield. And I think Paige respects that, and I want to see a fucking rematch. A lot of people were slandering this. As I said, I thought it was going to be a good fight. I didn't think it should have been main event, but I take that back. I had my words. They 100% deserved and earned that main event spot, and I want to see a rematch 100%. Both of them need to get paid fucking well. Whether you like Elle Brooke, whether you like Paige, it doesn't matter whether you like them or not. You got to give credit where credit's due. You give props where props is due, and that is both women went out there. They both put on a fucking show. They both give shot for shot. They took some shots. They give some shots. They went in there with the intention of, I'm going to try and knock you out. I'm putting on a fucking show. But I'm going to try and not let it go to the judges. And I went to the judges because both women were so fucking tough. They went out there and they didn't back down. They didn't take a round off. They didn't decide, okay, I'm going to try and be a little bit, hesitant this round and try and get my breath back. Even when both women were tired, they still went out there and they still went shot for shot. And that's what I fucking respect. That's why I've said that a lot of the female influencer boxing matches are actually more entertaining than the men's half the time, because the men try to fight so strategically sometimes. Don't get me wrong, obviously you want to win, but the women just come out and decide, fuck this, I want to hit you, you want to hit me, let's meet in the center of the ring, and that's what I respect. And it was a hell of a fucking fight. But rematch, yes please, Moms Taylor, make that fucking happen, because I want to see it. But hey, I enjoyed the fight. Definitely far better than I expected, and I think it took us all by surprise. But I'm happy that Elle Brooke proved, whenever I said that she had a chance to win this, I'm happy she proved that. Because now it shows that, a lot of people take the piss out of Elle Brooke. They call her female Brock Lesnar. They take the piss out of her, all this, not for the content that she makes, but she proved at the end of the day she belongs in the ring, at least when it comes to influencer boxers. And this was former UFC fighter, bare knuckle fighter, and she stood there toe to toe. So she's proved that she belongs in the ring, regardless. But yes, I want to hear your opinions down below in the comments. What did you think of this? Do you think it lived up to it? Do you think they earned their spot as the main event? Do you want to see a rematch? Let me know all your opinions down below in the comments. But for now, hope you all think it positive. Hope you all have an amazing day, and I hope you all are staying safe. Until I see you in the next one. So, peace.